I'm Dominic from AskMeDIY.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a stud finder to find a stud in your wall. You have to hang in a shelf or something heavy, or even a big heavy picture. But more importantly, I'm going to show you how to find a stud without using a stud finder. Alright, like most stud finders, you have lights on them that they'll light up as you get closer and closer to the stud. And the very top one, well, when that lights up, it's going to beep and let you know that you're right on that stud's edge. So remember, you're really not finding the stud, you're finding the stud's edges, both of them. So that's real important to know. What you want to do is put your stud finder against the wall before you turn it on. This way it's going to get an accurate reading. You know, turn it on by every which way. You have a button. In my case, I have a little button on the side. And we're going to start moving it over. And we're watching this on this particular one, a little green light. Like I said, most of them are pretty much the same. Keep going. Go. Oh, the lights are going on. Up, up, up. The red ones are on. You got a little beep. I'm going to go back. Come back to it again. That's in the same spot. So what I want to do, right in the center here of the stud finder, I want to make a little mark right there. I want to keep it on. I'm going to go across. Now what should happen, and what it is happening, is starting to go back down. Okay, good. So now we want to go back and find the other edge of that stud. Again, right there. Make a mark. So if you look, we have our two marks here, and not too bad. That looks about an inch and a half apart. Here's another good tip. We're not exactly sure. I mean, we're using electronics, which is all good. I mean, they do work, but you can get false readings because you can have a wire in this wall. You can have a board going across, you know, doing some freaky stuff on that. What I like to do is just use a finish nail and go between the two lines that I just made. And just tap. Finish nail, yeah. And I heard that, and that went right into the wood. That's solid wood right there. So we're good. We know this is where our stud is. Because what we're trying to find that, a 2x4. But, you know, in that wall here. So, that's how you use an electronic one. Alright, that's all fine and dandy for this little electronic one, especially my antique one here. I guess I need a new one here. It's a little falling apart. But it worked. It showed me where that stud was. Like again, you have to realize what you're looking for is an inch and a half wide. So it's not always the easiest thing to find. You can get a tremendous of false readings on it. But I tell you, the biggest thing on these stud finders, make sure you put it against the wall before you turn it on. Otherwise, it's going to give you such a wacky reading, you'll never find it. But now I'm going to show you the way I prefer when I'm really doing some, you know, heavy shelf work or something like that, or I'm just not that sure, the stud finder's not working all that well. Well, this way, it really doesn't miss. It really doesn't. Also, very important, if you're dealing with an older house, that you have the plaster and you have all these labs going across, give it up. You're not going to find it. Even the high-end ones, they don't work right. They really don't. I've never even bothered. That's why my antique is an antique, because who cares? But let me show you how to use an outlet to find those studs. Alright, check this out. We have an outlet here. Now the outlet, you know, is in a box, just like this, but it's also connected to a stud, like this. So this box is connected to a stud. You know, I mean, we don't know what side it is, this side, that side, whatever it may be. So what I'm going to do is just take the cover off. And sometimes you'll have a big enough gap around the edges here, you can actually see the stud. Well, in this case, we can't. It's a plastic stud. Not a stud, a box. So maybe look inside there. See now, look at that. Go on an angle there. Now, being on an angle, I know the stud is not right there. I can feel it's not there. So it has to be over there. And there it is. Again, you can use a nail to go on the side there, or just maybe go right on the side, you know, bang it in a little bit and find that stud. Okay, so what we now know is that we have the stud is on this side. Let me get my pencil here. So right on that edge, mark out 1.5 inches, like that. well, an inch and a half. This is our stud right here. And it's going straight up, of course. What you can do, of course, I don't think you'd be hanging a shelf down here on the floor. If you are, hey, whatever makes you happy. Okay, what I like to do is just put a level, maybe halfway between that inch and a half, which is 3/4, right? 3/4, inch and a half. A little imaginary line there. Use a level it out, and just follow that level all the way up to the top, wherever you want to go, and rest assured, as long as their house was built straight, or straight enough, that stud is going to be all the way up there. So you can follow this all the way up to the ceiling, and that's where your stud is. And I tell you, I use this method a lot because it's a no-fail method. Not using electronics, looking for little things there that, well, it just won't work out just quite right. I recommend turning the power off, but I didn't. Anyway, you could do this from the switch plates up above, an outlet, or whatever it may be, whatever you have on the wall. This is my preferred way of doing it because then I know it's for sure. Hey, it's hung. In a stud, not going anywhere. I hope. Anyway, I'm Dominic from XPDIY.com. Thanks for watching.